welcome to the first episode of Through the Gunsights, a video series that will take a look behind the curtain of 83 development. For the first episode, we'll be focusing on a variety of questions that our community have been asking. From there on in, we're going to talk to two of our team about how our levels are shaping up. So let's get started.
There's a whole bunch of reasons that we chose 1983 as the setting for our Cold War Gone Hot shooter. There's a fantastic paper called 1983, The Most Dangerous Year in History by a man called Andrew Garland. Essentially, it just gave us so many possible flashpoints, and the alternate timeline that we have just focuses on what if one of them had gone wrong. Persistent warfare is a metagame feature. We've got an incredible analytics team, and they make sure that everything in the game is tracked, from kills to rounds fired to your individual efficacy in the overarching narrative of the Cold War. You can always count on our community to be eagle-eyed and spot any interesting-looking vehicles in the backgrounds of GIFs that we've made. But we're currently working on a Land Rover for the British forces and a UAZ for the Pact. At the scale we're currently operating, there's no way that we couldn't have land vehicles, and no way that you won't be seeing air vehicles in some form.
We're in the very early stages of development of 83, which means the maps are in the block-out section process. So we are just using basic shapes, blocking everything in big, simple chunks so that we can play them, find out quickly whether they work or not, get rid of the stuff that doesn't, and you can quickly figure out whether it's going to work or not. The exact size of the maps is something that's undergone a bit of iteration. We're just finding out where the sweet spot is. We want people to be able to have enough room to make tactical decisions and plan things out. One of the big challenges when creating maps of this size is the amount of time it takes, especially in these early stages where we want to get things down and get them tried out and tested as quickly as possible. We're trying to make as much use as we can of satellite data. We're going from real-world locations, which then means that we can just pick real-world location data and use that as a basis. And similarly, we're using as many procedural tools as we can for populating the environment. So with buildings, with roads, with trees, foliage, just anything that lets us make those broad strokes, and then we can go into finer detail with objective areas. Currently, we're focusing on Europe, which gives us just an endless variety of different locations we can choose. So we're trying to pick the most exciting places we can find, most dramatic, and also the places where conflict may have been likely to break out in our alternate timeline. We need some kind of measure as to how well our work is progressing. We can't just do it ourselves in a game that's designed for so many people. So we try and run as many full-scale playtests as we can, but we don't always have enough people available to test the game at the full scale. So we've developed custom game modes so we can narrow down our testing and really focus in on the areas we've been working on, so maybe one or two objectives. We've got a couple of different custom game modes which helps to do that, and then just make sure we get the feedback we need. So we use questionnaires, surveys for the specific feedback we're after.
We really hope this episode has answered a few of your questions. If you haven't done so already, please join the community on Reddit and Discord, where we will keep our eyes peeled for any burning questions that we may answer in future episodes. Thank you for joining us, and see you on the battlefield.